Hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe, powering all the stars, powering our own sun. Hydrogen is everywhere. Over 90% of all the atoms in the universe are hydrogen atoms. Combined with oxygen, it forms water. Add carbon, and it's a basic building block of life. In pure form, it can be a clean, safe, and powerful fuel.
Hydrogen could turn out to be as important to the energy economy of the 21st century as the silicon chip has been to the information economy. Hydrogen is not an energy source such as coal or oil, but it is a manufactured fuel like gasoline or electricity. And we can use renewable sources of energy such as solar power and wind energy to split molecules of water into hydrogen and oxygen. And then the hydrogen's available to be used as a fuel in our automobiles, in our homes, and even in our industries.
World Watch Institute President Christopher Flavin has spent his career examining issues key to sustaining human progress on a finite planet.
Some of today's biggest problems, ranging from lung disease to climate change and terrorism, are caused by our extraordinary dependence on fossil fuels. Hydrogen is really the answer to a fundamental challenge, which is how do we get elusive energy sources such as wind power and sunlight into the tanks of our cars. The other nice thing about hydrogen is that in the short run we can derive it from natural gas and potentially other fossil fuels so that the hydrogen age can begin almost immediately.
In coming decades, hydrogen will power the largest machines down to the smallest electronic gadgets. We're going to see many fundamental changes because energy is central to pretty much all that we do.
Author Peter Leyden, former managing editor of Wired magazine, and the knowledge developer for Global Business Network, spends much of his time envisioning how new technologies will impact the future.
If we were to jump into a time machine and fast forward 50 years, what would our world look like? There's a good chance that most of the technology we own would be powered by hydrogen. We'd be thinking back to this day and age and wondering how we ever survived without it.
All new ideas are first thought of as really foolish, and then when they begin to catch on, they're fought against, and then they come to a stage where everyone says, well, it's so obvious, why was it ever questioned?
Where will the hydrogen come from? Will it be as safe as the fuels we now use? How much will it cost? And how long before we see it in our own communities? While such far-reaching transitions are never easily or quickly achieved, there are places where the transition is already beginning. I'm Leonard Nimoy. Come with me on a global journey and see how hydrogen energy can be the answer to some of mankind's most fundamental challenges.